नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू वीनस एस्ट्रो। वीनस एस्ट्रो में आपका स्वागत है। टिल yesterday we saw seventh lord's placement in house 1, 2 and 3. Today we are going to see what kind of result that we can expect from seventh lord sitting in fourth, fifth and sixth house. It's an interesting series because it's based on relationship that obviously that's one of the most important thing part of our life. But my humble request to the new viewers, please go and watch video that is for seventh house and the planet sitting at the seventh house. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe this channel, like the video so that it reaches to the most of the people. Having said that, let me share my screen and go through the different houses. Let's talk about seventh lord into fourth house. This is again very interesting position. And why it is so? Because lord has gone 10th from itself. 10th is a very karmic place. This gives certain indications that you need to understand. One is that a spouse could be working. Now, what could be the profession? Look at the Rashi sign, look at the planets associated, and you can say, but in default, this has this Jupiter and Moon Gaj Keshri Yoga. This shows that your spouse will be very knowledgeable and person who loves reading books. Because this is house of moon, this also indicates the person could be interested in learning or reading itihasas. That is, itihasa is uh, your history, so history of the country or whatever. Also, this lord has interest in your home affairs. If afflicted, this could happen that this lord might ruin the happiness at home. If afflicted, I'm repeating again. If not, then this Lord will ensure through his or her good karma can bring happiness to the home. That is really important to understand because seventh Lord, and let's suppose any planet sitting in the seventh house has direct Argala. So seventh has direct Argala on the fourth, and Lord has gone 10 houses away to the fourth house to either make it good or bad. No in between in this one. Either it will really give you a good happiness at home, really happiness at home, or some kind of sorrow, depending on the planet. For example, if Mars is the Lord going there, Mars is how controlling. It means your spouse will try to control your homely affairs or the people, those who are like those you can judge from this house. This seventh Lord, because this is house of moon, you can easily predict that your partner will be very emotional. And emotion is not good for the relationship. Too much emotion is not good. So the planet, if inimical to moon, is sitting there, Mars anyhow controlling, and who controls? Who try to control? Who is like kind of not able to survive in that environment, has some kind of fear, scare. So that person will try to control. This is the other way around. That's a simple human nature. If I'm not able to cope up, I'll try to control. Or lastly, I'll surrender. So that we need to understand. This is also trine of with trine to 8 and 12. It means this is showing that your partner could be spiritual. But there is another indication because 12th house is house of partner's entry as well as bed pleasure. And partner is sitting in second house from the third house, which is house of sustenance for the mating. There are chances that you would have had physical relationship with your partner before marriage. Just indication. Confirmation, go to D9. Saturn has gone 10 from its house to the fourth house. It means this person, if no affliction or less affliction, is going to work hard like anything. And this is the clear-cut indication in most probably 99% cases without affliction, this person will be working. Now, whether it is job or no job, please check your D10. There also you can get the sense that how your spouse is going to, or you can also look at D9 and there you catch hold of your spouse and the profession of the spouse. Here you will get the indication. I talked about Jupiter going there because Jupiter is the Karaka, and Jupiter is in a good position, exalted position, giving the Gaj Yoga. Jupiter and Venus in the background. Person will have beautiful eyes. When I say beautiful eyes, it means in whichever profession he or she is in. So the attention to detail will be there, no doubt about it. And beautiful eyes is looking at the place where it is like it requires to look at. That is the beauty. I always refer to beautiful eyes. Mercury is also there. Mercury in the fourth house, I have already said, there are chances that person can get into multiple relationship for you, Lagna, because that's the fourth house. But 10th house Mercury wherever, always try to figure out the opportunity because it's in trying to 12 bed pleasure. So there is a risk that if associated with, let's suppose, any conjunction, not aspect or conjunction with Ketu, Moon, Venus, then your partner might get into. But I'm not giving a guarantee from here. For guarantee, we need to go to D9. Also, if you look at the seventh lord, this is your mother's house. It means there is going to be either a love affair or a war kind of situation between you and your mother. Sorry, your spouse and your mother. Also, this is eighth from your father's house. I'm just giving example of 2, 3 relative. Eighth placement is the longevity for your father. Now, how your spouse is performing, good or bad in daily karma, will give the indication that what is going to happen with respect to father's longevity. And this is really 6-8 relationship. If you are not able to access your bhagya, if you are going for travel and getting some challenges there, and seventh lord in the fourth house, you can think, and whenever dasha will come, that will impact your spouse's health. So this is how you need to look at. If you look at from, let's suppose, elder sibling, from elder sibling, this is again 6th house, 6-8 relationship. What I talked about your father. If seventh lord in a fourth not performing well, that indication that your elder sibling is going to suffer or might be suffering. But why this is interesting? Because now in this world, Kali Yuga, the year which we are in, most of the people, they are looking for working partner. And this is one of the indication that your partner could be working. But this is not everything. Why? 10th house is the house of karma. This is not house of job or business. House of job for your spouse is 12th house because that becomes 6th from 7th. If there is a connection, you can say yes, because it's in trine. The chances that that person will be working. That's the reason I'm saying good. But 10th house, never look at for job. 10th house, look at for karma. What kind of karma that you will perform on a daily basis. If it is giving, for example, if 10th house, you are performing well, obviously you are going to gain something because 11th house is the house of sustenance for that karma. You need that money to sustain your karma. And that is the reason we all are saying, look at the 10th house, what kind of job and all that you will do. No job, if you want to evaluate, 6th house. Business, 7th house. Go to D10. Here, there is an indication because it's trying to 610. You can say that, okay, spouse could be working. Now, when it comes to sexual desire and all, for this person, your spouse, work is most important thing, not that sexual desire or sexual drive. Drive can be like Mars and Venus combination, conjunction, and all that. You can figure it out. But you need to understand what is the primary thing that your spouse is interested in. And primary thing is the working, working, working. This house shows whether you are going to travel abroad or not. If fourth house is afflicted and forming connection with the 12th house and 7th house is already your 9th house, there is an indication that you might travel after marriage. Because, and for that, your 7th lord should get afflicted in 4th house or should afflict 4th house, because then you are not happy at home. You wanted to leave it. So there is a connection that if you are able to figure it out with the 12th, 9th, and 7th, and 6th, because you are going to go abroad with your spouse. 6th house is 12th from 7th. This is clear-cut indication that after marriage, couple will travel abroad or go abroad and settle down. Because in consultation, people will ask, okay, is there any chances of going abroad and settling down after marriage? This is how you need to get the sense whether it will happen or not. Go to Vargas. I always say I love Vargas. Until unless you go there, superficial predictions and all that you can give it from here. And then without adding Gemini, you need to add that. I know my gurus, they are doing it. I have been doing it, getting fantastic result. Blessing of Lord Shiva. I think we need to learn all, at least Parashari and Gemini, and rest are like part of this only, which I like BNN or KP, defined from this little bit different calculation. Seventh Lord into fifth house. This is house of gain for seventh house. Your spouse, so for you, you are very happy because Lagnesh has gone to 11th. So similarly, your spouse is very happy and you should be happy because Lord of the relationship or the marriage has gone 11th from itself to access gain. Also, it is showing because this is the house of Purva Punya. There could be some connection between you and your spouse from past life. Now, when I say past life, all the partners that will come to your life will be from past life. Your free will have been given to you to make sure that you handle the circumstances properly to lead the life in a good way. Because you have to cancel the bad karma, and that is the reason you have given free will and all the mantra chanting and all. When I say coming from prarabdha, it means recent past. If it is forming connection with 11th, this is Sanchit karma. I would have said, oh, long back, not necessarily the previous birth or one or two birth. I don't want to get into any such debate where people say that I don't know whether this is from prarabdha, this is from past life or 5 lifetime before and all that. But this is the indication that someone is coming from recent past. This is house of progeny. Now, from this, I always say 5 and 7. If there is a clear-cut connection, you can say all that love, marriage, and everything is good. But this is not a very great combination for progeny if afflicted, because longevity of the progeny is 12th house, 8th from 5th, and if you count 8th from there, that is 7th house. If Lord has gone to 5th, and there is a connection that 5th Lord is also forming with the 7th house, you can get into love, marriage, and all. That's just one indication half. Then you need to catch hold of 11, 2, 4, and all that. But there could be challenges if afflicted in childbirth. This is the indication that your spouse's source of income could be also associated with your hobbies. You can look at your hobbies and figure out what kind of karma your spouse might be doing, that the income is showing something related to that. This is interesting because for your spouse, this is also house of bed pleasure, because from Bhavat Bhavan principle, 12th from 12th is 11th house. This is the house of social circle. I always get scared when I find a combination of 3, 1, 11 or 5, 7, 9. These are the risky combination. Because for spouse, 9 is courage, 5 is social circle, and also house of love affair and all that. And this is house of bed pleasure. Such kind of combination will always give you indication that there could be something wrong in the relationship. Please go to D9. I have not talked, for most of the time I have not talked, I forgot to talk about the illness and all. But because it's a markesh, you need to check the kind of disease that you can get. So 7th Lord afflicted in the 5th house, for example, you might get disease related to the stomach. That area, that is really important. Jupiter is aspecting, there is a malefic influence. Rahu is aspecting, malefic or sitting there. Your gallbladder or whichever bladder, like liver and all those different parts of the body within, like stomach I'm talking about, might get affected. So this you need to take care of. But at the same time, because this is house of Pure Punya, this is house of power, authority, followers, hobbies, mantras. This is also indication that your spouse, and obviously for a spouse, mantra house is the 11th house. But because this is mantra house in default, you can say that your spouse could be really good at mantra chanting. And this is the indication that person would have done mantra chanting in the past life. That's the reason placement of the planet is opposite house, which is again the Purva Punya house of yours. From relationship standpoint, it's in a trine to your father, for example. If not afflicted, this is really good because for your father, this is the house of Bhagya. What does it mean? That your father will have a good Bhagya, or it is also the indication that after your marriage, if everything goes fine here, no malefic and all, then Bhagya of your father will start rising from that time. Malefic, you can say Bhagya will start going down from that time. And for you also, if you look at, this is the house of Purya Punya. If malefic influence, you know how hard or challenging your life could be. This is real house of Prarabdha. Next house is the house of sustenance of Purva Punya. If you have not done enough Punya in past life, then you might find the combination between 5th, 7th, and 9th. And then you might be asking this question, hey, I was so loyal to my partner. Why my partner cheated me and ran away with someone else, for example? Don't take it literally. The answer of that question, that you didn't do good work or good deeds in the past, so you are getting punished. What does it mean? Forget about the past. In this lifetime, you have to do good to make sure going forward, when you are taking birth again, you are getting good life, and also your son, your daughter, granddaughters, grandson, they should not get pitri doshas and all that in their chart, because that is reflection of the bad deeds of the forefathers. Now, this is all about fifth house. When we go to the sixth house and evaluate seventh lord in the sixth house, this is one house back. Again, this is the house of separation. This is the indication that situation can come in a dasha antardasha where spouse can ask for such like separation. And also, this house is the entry point of a new person or a person in a spouse's life. 6 and 7 combination with Mars and Moon, I have already said and validated with many people, even after that video, that is the case of molestation. There is always a risk, and then you need to evaluate from whom you need to be very careful, who all those people could be. One is, okay, somebody who's providing service and all that you can say, but who else in the chart? Identify and tell your client, these are the people that you need to take care of. Make sure that if you are getting any negative indication, because Mars and Moon forming connection here, there are chances of molestation. Now, this is your house of loan, and for your spouse, this is the house of expenditure. If you connect these two, you will get to know if there are malefic influence, you will take loan, and the unnecessary expenditure will start because of your spouse. He or she might start spending money like anything, and then you won't be able to pay back. Obviously, paying back, you can pay back or not, go one house back. That's a different matter. But these are the challenges that we need to understand. Seventh lord into sixth house, showing some connection with Prarabdha, because this is the house of sustenance. Again, partner is coming from Prarabdha and all those things are there. But also this is house of free will. This indicates in matters of your relationship with respect to your spouse, you might do something out of your free will that can lead to damage your relationship. It's not only a spouse, your spouse always. You can do the same thing with your spouse because this is your free will and this is your spouse. Why not you? You can also do the same thing. because Mars is sitting there. This is your Mars, not spouse's Mars. For spouses, this is 12th house Mars. For you, this is 6th house Mars. Your aggression, your courage, your energy. So this is again giving the indication that there are chances that, okay, there's something going wrong going on between the couple, if this is the placement. Also, the Lord has gone to access your loan and all those things. But where this is going to get invested, is this Lord going to use that money in this house or some other house? Include Parashari and Gemini, you will get real sense where this loan is going to get utilized. Again, below the navel area, all those parts, you have to be very careful. And also your spouse should be very careful, because for a spouse, this is the house of hospitalization. This also indicates that the person, if such kind of combination like Venus, Saturn, Ketu, Jupiter, you can say this person could be really spiritual. And that could be another reason for separation. Separation means being in the one house, but still separated because the person is very spiritual. This is also house of travel, foreign travel for your spouse. Just opposite to house which is responsible for your foreign travel. So all these connections shows that, okay, after marriage, even this person can travel. Who can travel? You can travel. Why? Because the new person will come in your life and that person has yoga to travel abroad. Obviously, your chart will also reflect the same thing. So that can happen. This is house of enemies for you. Many cases we have seen 7th Lord into 6th house, your spouse kind of getting mingled with your enemy just to harm you. Why? Because 7th Lord is afflicted, heavily afflicted here, making sure that I tie up with your enemy and just to disturb, because if you look at from here, Lagna itself is the 8th place. So 8th place is not good for any house from itself, until unless it's a well, like the planet planet sitting there in good condition. So this is about 7th Lord into 6th house. I hope you guys would have enjoyed this video. Tomorrow again we'll continue from here and we'll look at 7th, 8th and 9th house. When 7th Lord goes into 7th, 8th, 9th, what kind of result that we can expect. Again and again, I'm repeating, don't conclude anything from this video. This is just overview. To be honest, in classes, we kind of spend an hour, more than that, to teach student how to analyze a placement of a planet in one house. There are so many different factors. You cannot just simply rely on just one overview. So thank you for watching this video. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.